Hi, my name is Yudi. I am book author of You Say Geotourism, I Say Tourism Geology. With the next videos, I will share to you the important points about tourism geology. Enjoy it. Hello, this is the first presentation of Introduction to Tourism Geology. Let's continue first. The two religions. Let's start with my journey to be a book. I started in 2001 when I have an idea. The chapters I wrote since 2001, 3, 4, 12, and 2019. Well, finally, on June 2020, I published my book. It was a long journey and it hasn't finished yet. Let me tell you my goal. I have two goals. The first is to arrange a scientific journal specialized in the field of tourism geology, and second is to construct the new professions. I call it tourism geologist. Yes, why not? I hope many people are able to get benefit from this idea to be a new profession. But well, firstly, we need to make a market demand. What is tourism geology? In my study, there are two relations of tourism and geology. The first is geotourism, as you know, and the second is tourism geology, which is my proposal. There are many applied geology I list here, some popular and other maybe you hear it just now, and I add one, there is tourism geology. There are two messages here. Tourism geology is an applied geology for tourism, and it is similar with other applied geology. And tourism geology is not part of geotourism. I feel quote of Robert Frost represent myself when I designed tourism geology. Two routes diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I hate nothing about you. That's probably what you say to your spouse, although you know there are many differences among you. Take a look at this. So how can you decide which one is the best among fork and spoon, bowl and dish, or cup and glass? Depends on what do you need to do. It wasn't easy for me to design tourism geology. It needs a set of tools similar with what you see now on the screen. I'll let you know that this was the methodology when I designed tourism geology. The methodology was described in detail in chapter 2 of my book to let you know the black box so that you're able to track my logic of thinking. An interesting data I used was Statistic Data derived from Park Studies Unit, University of Idaho. It was visitor behavior in Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, and John Day fossil beds. Those national parks and monuments have great geological features for tourist attraction. As shown in the graph, the top 5 tourist attractive activities are mostly non-geoscientific like sightseeing, walking along the shopping, dining, photography, boardwalk, or along a glacier basin, and only in John Day fossil beds, the activities related to geology were mentioned in the top 5. That is, visiting paleontology center and viewing or studying fossil. So that my conclusion from those data, there are two relations of geological feature and tourist interest in a natural tourist destination. The first is geoscientific and the second is non-geoscientific. Another interesting study outcome was derived from Moreira and Melendez 2012, where they study analysis of tourism types works in geoparks based on 37 geoparks. The outcome shows there are actually many tourism types work in geopark. There are cultural tourism, ecotourism, historical, rural, culinary, adventure, and others. Well, yes, there are many tourism types work in UNESCO Geopark. In conclusion of my study mentioned in chapter 2, there are many differences of geotourism and tourism geology. I listed those differences as main characters of those two. We will discuss it on later. Summary of this presentation: there are two relations of geology and tourism, that is geotourism and tourism geology, and tourism geology is proposed to be an applied geology. Next, we will discuss about learning